Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the 12 worst SUVs that no one buys according to Consumer Reports. Number 12, Kia Sorento. The Kia Sorento enters 2026 with a reputation that continues to slide, and Consumer Reports places it among the worst SUVs that buyers are actively skipping. On paper, it looks competitive, but ownership data tells a different story. Reliability scores remain weak, with repeated complaints around electrical faults, warning lights that appear without cause, and software glitches that refuse to stay fixed. These are not rare cases, they show up often enough to hurt long-term trust. Another major issue is consistency. Many owners report uneven build quality, with panels that do not line up well and exterior trim that fades or loosens far earlier than expected. For an SUV that now carries a price tag starting around $33,000 and climbing quickly past $40,000, this kind of finish feels hard to justify. Consumer Reports has also flagged below average predicted reliability, which directly impacts resale value. Running costs add more pressure. While the Sorento is not positioned as a luxury SUV, repair visits can feel priced like one. Out-of-warranty fixes for electronics and drivetrain-related components often shock owners, especially when the vehicle is only a few years old. In a crowded USA market filled with stronger and more dependable choices, the Kia Sorento struggles to make a convincing case. Number 11, Ford Explorer. The Ford Explorer holds a familiar name in the USA, but for 2026 it lands among the worst SUVs that no one buys according to Consumer Reports. The biggest reason is reliability, which continues to fall short of what buyers expect at this price level. Reports highlight recurring problems with electronics, sudden warning messages, and drivetrain-related faults that show up earlier than they should. These issues are not limited to high-mileage vehicles, which raises serious concerns. Another problem is how the Explorer ages. Exterior quality does not hold up well over time, with paint wear, trim loosening, and weather seals failing sooner than expected. Consumer Reports has also noted inconsistent build quality, meaning one owner might have a tolerable experience while another deals with repeated service visits. The price makes the situation worse. In 2026, the Ford Explorer starts at roughly $38,000 and can move past $50,000 without much effort. At those dollar levels, buyers expect strong dependability and solid resale value. Instead, depreciation hits fast, and dealers often offer disappointing trade-in numbers due to reliability history and market hesitation. Repair costs add another layer of frustration. Once warranty coverage ends, fixes related to electronics and power delivery can become expensive. Many owners report feeling stuck paying premium dollar amounts for problems that should not exist in a mainstream SUV. For 2026, weak reliability, fast value drop, and high ownership costs explain why buyers are quietly walking away. Number 10, Volkswagen ID.4. The Volkswagen ID.4 was meant to be a strong electric option for the USA market, but by 2026 it stands as one of the worst SUVs that no one buys according to Consumer Reports. The main problem is reliability, especially with software and electrical systems. Owners continue to report frozen screens, failed updates, charging errors, and warning alerts that appear without any clear reason. These issues often require dealer intervention, and many fixes do not last. Build quality is another weak point. Exterior trim problems, uneven panel gaps, and paint durability complaints show up more often than expected. Consumer Reports has consistently rated the ID.4 below average for dependability, which heavily damages buyer confidence. For an electric SUV that depends on technology to function smoothly, this track record hurts more than it would in a traditional gas vehicle. The price also works against it. In 2026, the Volkswagen ID.4 carries a starting price of around $41,000, and higher trims push well beyond that. At this dollar level, buyers expect stability, not repeated recalls and software patches. Charging-related frustrations add to the problem. Many owners complain about inconsistent charging speeds and compatibility issues, making daily use less predictable. Consumer Reports has pointed out that these real-world ownership headaches are a major reason buyers lose interest after initial research. Number 9. Nissan Rogue. The Nissan Rogue continues to sell on name recognition, but for 2026 it earns a spot among the worst SUVs that no one buys according to Consumer Reports. The biggest concern is long-term reliability, which remains below average despite multiple updates over the years. Owners report frequent drivetrain-related complaints, hesitation issues, and warning lights that appear without warning. Another issue is durability. Exterior components such as paint, trim, and seals do not age well, especially in harsher climates across the USA. Consumer Reports has noted inconsistent build quality, meaning two Rogues from the same year can deliver very different ownership experiences. The price makes these flaws harder to accept. In 2026, the Nissan Rogue starts around $35,000 and quickly moves toward $43,000 with basic add-ons. At that dollar range, buyers expect solid dependability and strong resale value. Instead, depreciation hits quicker than expected, and used market demand stays soft due to reliability concerns. Maintenance and repair costs also add pressure. Once warranty coverage fades, fixes tied to power delivery systems and electronics can become expensive. The Nissan Rogue still looks like a safe mainstream pick, but for 2026, Consumer Reports data shows why buyers are walking away. Weak reliability, shaky value retention, and ownership costs that do not match the price. Number 8. Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. The Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross sits in an awkward spot for 2026, and Consumer Reports places it among the worst SUVs that no one buys for clear reasons. Reliability scores remain below average, with repeated complaints about electrical issues, inconsistent power delivery, and warning lights that show up without explanation. These problems often appear at low mileage, which immediately damages trust. Exterior quality is another weak area. Owners report paint that chips easily, trim pieces that loosen, and overall materials that do not hold up well over time. Consumer Reports highlights inconsistent build quality, making ownership feel like a gamble rather than a safe purchase. For a brand trying to rebuild its reputation in the USA, this hurts badly. The price only adds to the problem. In 2026, the Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross starts at around $31,000 and climbs close to $39,000. At this dollar level, buyers expect durability and low-stress ownership. Instead, resale value drops quickly, and dealer trade-in offers stay low due to limited demand. Running costs are another concern. While the Eclipse Cross is not positioned as premium, repairs related to electronics and driveline components can feel overpriced. Many owners report frequent service visits that make the SUV feel unreliable for daily use. For 2026, Consumer Reports makes the message clear. The Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross asks too many dollars for too many problems, which explains why buyers continue to pass it by. Number 7. Jeep Grand Cherokee. The Jeep Grand Cherokee carries a strong legacy in the USA, but for 2026 it lands among the worst SUVs that no one buys according to Consumer Reports. Reliability remains the biggest red flag. Reports point to frequent electrical failures, suspension problems, and warning alerts that appear without cause. These are not isolated complaints. They show up across multiple ownership reports and drag its reliability rating down. Exterior durability also disappoints. Owners mention paint quality issues, premature rust in certain climates, and trim pieces that loosen far too early. The price makes these problems harder to ignore. In 2026, the Jeep Grand Cherokee starts around $42,000 and can rise past $55,000 quickly. At that dollar level, shoppers expect strong dependability and stable resale value. Instead, depreciation is steep, and used market demand softens once warranty coverage fades. Repair costs are another sore point. Out-of-warranty fixes tied to electronics, suspension, and drivetrain components often come with heavy bills. For 2026, the Jeep Grand Cherokee struggles to justify its price, and weak reliability data explains why Consumer Reports places it among the SUVs buyers are increasingly choosing to avoid. Number 6. Chevrolet Trailblazer. The Chevrolet Trailblazer looks affordable at first glance, but for 2026, Consumer Reports places it among the worst SUVs that no one buys. The main reason is poor reliability, especially with electronics and power delivery. Owners report warning lights that come on randomly, rough performance under normal driving, and repeated dealer visits that fail to fully fix the issue. Exterior quality also raises concerns. Paint durability is weak, trim pieces loosen over time, and overall finish does not hold up well in real-world USA conditions. For buyers seeking a stress-free daily SUV, that uncertainty becomes a deal-breaker. Pricing makes the flaws stand out even more. In 2026, the Chevrolet Trailblazer starts around $27,000 and can push past $34,000. At that dollar range, buyers expect basic dependability and low running stress. Instead, resale value drops quickly, and demand in the used market stays limited due to reliability history. Maintenance costs add pressure. While marketed as a budget-friendly SUV, repairs tied to electronics and drivetrain components can feel expensive once warranty coverage fades. For 2026, Consumer Reports sends a clear message. The Chevrolet Trailblazer asks too many dollars for too little trust, which explains why buyers continue to stay away. Number 5. Volkswagen Taos. The Volkswagen Taos was supposed to be a strong compact SUV option, but for 2026, Consumer Reports places it among the worst SUVs that no one buys. Reliability is the main issue, with repeated complaints about electrical faults, warning lights, and power-related problems that appear far too early. Many owners report multiple dealer visits for the same issues, which points to fixes that do not truly solve the problem. Exterior quality also fails to impress. Paint wear shows up sooner than expected, trim pieces loosen, and overall build consistency remains questionable. Consumer Reports highlights uneven quality from vehicle to vehicle, which makes ownership feel risky. For a brand that charges a premium based on reputation, this lack of consistency hurts badly. Pricing only adds to buyer hesitation. In 2026, the Volkswagen Taos starts around $32,000 and climbs close to $39,000 without much effort. At that dollar level, shoppers expect solid reliability and strong resale value. Instead, depreciation is fast, and trade-in offers remain weak due to low demand and reliability concerns. Running costs also surprise owners. Once warranty coverage ends, repairs tied to electronics and drivetrain components can become expensive for a compact SUV. Many buyers feel the Taos costs more to maintain than competitors that score better in Consumer Reports rankings. For 2026, the Volkswagen Taos fails to justify its price, and weak reliability data explains why buyers continue to look elsewhere. Number 4. Dodge Hornet. The Dodge Hornet entered the market with high expectations, yet by 2026, Consumer Reports ranks it among the worst SUVs that no one buys. The biggest problem is dependability. Owners report frequent software glitches, electrical faults, and warning alerts that appear without clear cause. Many of these issues return even after dealer repairs, which quickly wears down trust. Another concern is how poorly the Hornet holds up over time. Exterior finish problems, including paint durability and loose trim, show up earlier than they should. Consumer Reports data points to uneven assembly quality, making long-term ownership feel uncertain. Buyers looking for reliability are not willing to take that risk. Price pressure makes everything worse. In 2026, the Dodge Hornet carries a starting price near $34,000, with higher trims moving beyond $42,000. At those dollar levels, shoppers expect confidence and stability. Instead, resale value drops fast, and used market interest remains low due to the SUV's track record. Ownership costs also disappoint. Despite being marketed as a sporty compact SUV, repairs and software-related fixes can feel expensive once warranty coverage fades. Many owners report paying premium dollars for problems that should not exist in a modern vehicle. For 2026, Consumer Reports makes it clear: the Dodge Hornet struggles to justify its price or its promise, which explains why buyers are quietly ignoring it. Number 3. Jeep Compass. The Jeep Compass suffers in 2026 because it fails at the basics buyers care about most, and Consumer Reports places it among the worst SUVs that no one buys for that reason. Instead of one major flaw, it delivers a long list of small but constant problems. Electrical errors, random system alerts, and uneven performance stack up over time, turning ownership into a cycle of service visits. What hurts the Compass most is perception versus reality. From the outside, it carries the Jeep badge, which suggests durability. In actual ownership reports, Consumer Reports shows below average reliability and poor satisfaction scores. Many buyers walk away after reading real owner feedback, not marketing claims. The price does not match the experience. For 2026, the Jeep Compass starts near $32,000 and moves past $38,000 quickly. At that dollar range, buyers expect a vehicle that fades into the background of daily life. Instead, the Compass demands attention through maintenance and unexpected fixes. Resale value reflects this, with faster depreciation than rivals in the same class. Long-term costs also raise concern. Once warranty coverage ends, electrical and driveline repairs can feel out of proportion for a compact SUV. This pushes ownership costs higher than many shoppers anticipate. For 2026, the Jeep Compass is not rejected because it is terrible at one thing. It is avoided because it is average at nothing, which is exactly why Consumer Reports lists it among the SUVs buyers keep skipping. Number 2, Cadillac Lyriq. The Cadillac Lyriq struggles in 2026 because ownership reality does not match its asking price, and Consumer Reports places it among the worst SUVs that buyers are avoiding. The biggest issue is reliability tied to core vehicle systems. Owners report repeated software failures, charging errors, and warning messages that leave the SUV unusable until a dealer steps in. What separates the Lyriq from others on this list is the level of frustration. Consumer Reports notes that many fixes are slow, inconsistent, or temporary. Dealer wait times stretch long, and parts availability adds more delays. For an SUV meant to feel premium, this kind of downtime is unacceptable. The price makes these problems impossible to ignore. In 2026, the Cadillac Lyriq starts around $59,000 and can climb well past $65,000. At that dollar level, buyers expect confidence, not uncertainty. Instead, resale value drops fast as demand weakens in both new and used markets. Even outside repairs, ownership costs remain high. Insurance rates are steep, and once warranty coverage becomes a question, potential repair bills turn many owners uneasy. For 2026, the Cadillac Lyriq proves that a high price and a famous badge cannot hide poor dependability, which is exactly why buyers are choosing to stay away. Number 1, Mercedes-Benz GLE. The Mercedes-Benz GLE tops this list in 2026 because Consumer Reports data shows buyers backing away despite the luxury badge. The core issue is dependability, not image. Reports point to frequent electronic failures, suspension problems, and system errors that trigger warning messages without warning. These problems often appear well before high mileage, which is unacceptable at this level. Unlike cheaper SUVs, the GLE suffers from expectation damage. Buyers step in assuming long-term confidence, but ownership feedback shows repeated service visits and inconsistent fixes. The price gap makes everything worse. In 2026, the Mercedes-Benz GLE starts around $62,000 and can cross $80,000 quickly. At those dollar figures, buyers expect peace of mind and strong resale value. Instead, depreciation is aggressive, and used market demand weakens once warranty coverage nears its end. Running costs seal the deal. Repairs tied to electronics, suspension, and drivetrain components come with heavy bills, and insurance costs stay high. For 2026, Consumer Reports makes it clear the Mercedes-Benz GLE proves that a luxury price does not guarantee reliability, which is why buyers are walking away. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.